Hey, freaks and geeks. I am one of those individuals that love to go camping. I love to just hop on the trails, go out there, a nice little trail, enjoy the scenery. And then when you get to that edge of the trail and you get to that little mountaintop or whatever it may be, being able to relax, open up a nice cold bottle of water or whatever it may be, and sit down and just enjoy the end. You know what? A lot of times it's hard to lug a giant chair with you or find a place to sit. Well, we partnered up with an amazing company, and they have figured out a way to create a camping chair like no other. I'm telling you, this chair is just over 2 pounds, and the chair is super portable. It folds up really nice and neat, and the space it takes in your bag is almost nil. It's crazy. And right now you can get it 20% off by putting RBS20 in the checkout. Go to KNC Outdoors and enjoy this chair. You will not regret it.
Rooster Fat is where it's at. Oh, he's all that, and that's a fact, you know it. He's the king of the podcasting thing.
Hello, you beautiful freaks and geeks. This is Dave Godina, and you are on the Rooster Bat Show. Today we have special guests. We have Loretta and Alex. And, of course, in studios we have Jess. How are we all doing today?
Awesome.
Super.
Good.
Yay!
That was like a sentence.
And we're going to just go ahead and continue this on with how is your guys' week going? And you guys have some amazing stuff going on. Everything gross, everything great, everything awful, whatever it is. Share your experiences. How has been your week?
Why don't you kick it off?
I will kick it off.
What's your good thing?
My good thing this week is the fact that I am alive. I really don't have a whole lot. Like, my week was pretty chill, like super chill. I had yesterday off, so I did nothing. This is the first day I actually did nothing. I did wash a lot of dishes, but other than that,
that was good for me. That's my good thing.
Oh, my bad. Once again, stealing your thunder. No, my week is pretty good, great. Like today, back to work, so I'm happy. Go ahead and kick it off. Jess? Loretta? Somebody?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so let's see. A good thing, I watched a show I liked this week. Otherwise, it was pretty crappy.
What show is that?
The Act.
The Act?
Yes.
Sweet. What's it about?
It's a good show.
I'm actually going to be covering it. It's one of the things that I started like obsessively researching after I watched it because it's so crazy. So I'll be covering it in a couple weeks.
Oh, in one of your episodes?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, I think I know what this is about. Okay. Go ahead, Alex.
Okay. I've been working all week, so not a whole lot. It's been really busy this week. So it's been a blur. Nothing super good has happened yet other than today's my Friday. I don't have to go back to work tomorrow. So that's where I'm at right now.
You got your Friday going on? Does that mean you get to access your follow Friday today, or is it like no, you're still reserving it for calendar Fridays?
Calendar
I mean, it depends on the day.
Oh, okay. What about you, Jess?
As of this week, tomorrow's my calendar Friday.
There you go.
That's how I would keep it too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jess?
My good thing this week, I completed 3 separate knit projects. So that feels good to get them off my shoulders.
We created the elephant, right?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so you ladies are from the Curious Nyxsin podcast, and we all know what Curious stands for. We just found out in the pre-show that what Nyxsin stands for. It's for Stevie Nicks and Richard Nixon and and the fact and Watergate in its entirety. So I think we're all good on that, right? That's a self. Or
you got it.
Yeah,
That's exactly.
It's like a perfect description. So where did the name actually come from? Like, I know Loretta like put her heart and soul into it, and she was like, "Let's see if we can figure out how many consonants we can put in a single word." So,
Yeah.
go ahead, Loretta, kick us off. How'd you guys get started on Curious Nyxsins?
All right. So we actually had named it something else first, and we were ready to upload and everything, and found out somebody had named their podcast almost exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we were trying to come up with something that nobody else would have.
Have you tried Rooster Bat Show?
But so Nyxsins is a combination of vixens, which is difficult women, Nyx, which is the goddess of darkness, and sins or sinister at the end. So Nyxsins, yeah.
So the difficult women, is that referring to you two, or is there like another woman, like maybe
like women in general?
Just
we're actually,
all women.
We're actually going to take over the world.
Is it just all women? Because should I
we
fear?
are going to take over the world, but in this case, it was directed towards us, and secretly Loretta was probably directing it towards me.
And why do you say that? Like, how do you know that it was directed towards you? Like, because is she the curious one? Are you Loretta? Are you the one that's like hiding secrets? How many dead bodies do you have in your closet?
Oh God.
Okay, we're gonna hold off on that one. All right, so well, yeah.
He does this at the car dealerships too. Like when we buy a car,
this,
he always measures by dead body space.
This trunk can hold so many dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
I do too. Yeah, with my trunk.
So how did you know that the Nyxsin the portion of the Nyxsins is referring to you, Alex?
Out of the two of us, we've been friends for a long time, and I'd say out of the two of us, I'm probably the more squirrely one, I guess. What's the word?
Bad influence? Peer pressure?
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, cool.
So you're the one, if out of the two of you, one of you were to get locked up, it's going to be Alex?
That's probably accurate, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that seems about right. I mean, that's all we got. All right. Great show, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And so, Loretta, when you came up with the name, so you broke it down to three different, you have a lineage of psychotic women who like to kill men. You have a goddess, right? Goddess?
Goddess, yeah.
And then you have the ultimate sin, right? Or just sins in general.
Right.
So how does that pertain to your show? Like, how does the curiosity of those three items pertain to your show?
So we cover pretty dark topics generally, and sometimes they're kind of more fun, and sometimes they're fake or myths or legends or whatever, and sometimes they're real and dark and sad. But yeah, I think just in general we cover a lot of like dark people and dark topics.
Okay. And so okay. And Alex, you have more to add to that?
Yeah, so I think probably the Vixen's part is the two of us, and then Nyx being the goddess of darkness is just the dark topics, the witchy magic, things like that. And then the sins is probably closer to like crime and just like bad stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
And the curious is wanting to know about all of it.
Right? The curiosity.
Like the psychology behind it?
Yeah, or just like how things happen, or just why are things they are.
So,
if you can ever explain that.
In your recent episode, you had The Devil Made Me Do It, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there was a segment about it where you were talking about how priests don't authorize or allow exorcisms without having the church. And
Right.
I can't remember who said what, but you guys weren't aware that every exorcism by the church has to be authorized. That so
So I think I have it figured out that the church has to authorize exorcisms, or most of them, because there's, especially with Ed and Lorraine Warren, there are a lot of cases where they say that there were exorcisms, but then the church won't comment, or the church says that they didn't authorize any exorcisms, and whether the church won't comment because they don't really want to be associated with the whole like madness that was and is Ed and Lorraine Warren, or they really weren't involved. But the thing that really stuck out to me was they wanted I think his name was Daniel or David, the son, the child that was involved,
David,
to undergo psychiatric evaluation. And that was something that was relatively new to me. I didn't know that. I don't know if that's a common practice or if that was just that situation. But yeah, I hadn't heard of, as far as I can remember, I hadn't heard of anyone having to be evaluated before an exorcism.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
So from what I understand is like they want to prove that they're not crazy, right?
Right.
And, prior to an exorcism, which let's go into exorcism a little bit. Exorcisms given by the church, are they real or are they fake, or is it just kind of like because David, right, he called the demons into his body and said, "Yo, take me, homie." And
take me instead.
Yeah, and then like didn't even call Constantine or nothing, So but do you think that there's any validation, or because I know that they tried to say that the murder was they tried to use demonic possession as a
devil do it.
Yeah. Do you think that there's any in any of your research or any of your episodes, have you seen enough evidence saying that there is like a demonic possession, or is that like a fable as well?
So I believe, from what I can tell, it seems to be more religious people that end up getting possessed, right? So I don't know. I can't really say for certain, at least I'm not going to say, well, I know it's fake or I know it's real. I think that obviously the more you believe in something, the more you can manifest it to be real. So if you're religious and you believe in possession, and maybe we did another episode on Annalise Michael, or her case was the inspiration for like the exorcism of Emily Rose or things like that. So she was very religious, and she ended up she had epilepsy or some sort of medical condition, but they couldn't really figure out what was going on. So she ended up being possessed, and it's like, was she really possessed, or she ended up dying because of, not necessarily because of the possession, but she wasn't eating.
From, like,
she was
dehydration, dysentery.
Yeah, like severe
malnutrition,
dehydration.
Yeah, because I think if I remember, I may be way off base, but if I remember correctly, she wasn't eating. Her stool sample started coming into her stomach, and it was actually bad for her. And then she was also dehydrated because of being restrained to the quarters in bed or whatever, right?
Right. And she wouldn't, I don't think she'd eat food. She was eating like bugs and like dead things and
like
stuff like that. So it's, the question is, I guess, the more you believe in demons and stuff like that, if you open the door to be possessed, or if you just believe in something so much that you make it real. So it's hard to say, but I kind of wonder. And Ed and Lorraine Warren, they like to, if anyone got possessed, they'd be like, Lorraine would just say, well, they were possessed because they didn't believe in God hard enough. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
I guess.
logic, of course. All right.
Yeah.
What is, in all of your guys' episode, what is the creepiest true crime you guys covered?
The one
Creepiest
that made me the most angry was the Coast to Coast Killer. I got so mad when I was doing the research. I want to say it's like creepy. He was a creep, but it was so frustrating.
Most serial killers are creeps.
Mm.
I think my creepiest one is Armin Maiwis. Maiwis? Armin Maiwis. So
Well,
I don't know if you listened to that episode.
I haven't. So like I went back to like the last 4 episodes and like refreshed my memory, and you guys have a lot of episodes out, so I apologize.
Yeah. So
I'm a horrible
I'm
podcast host. I know.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Well, I know we don't want to like go all true crime and paranormal all the time because that's what you guys focus on all the time. So let me ask you a serious, down to earth question. All right.
Great. I don't believe you either.
Legoland or Disney?
Disney.
Disney World or California Disneyland?
California.
California?
Yes.
I think California is less exhausting.
I
Really?
don't
Yeah.
know.
Disney World has a lot.
It's the only one we've been to, but like it's OG, so we always pick it as our favorite.
Disney World is like so much to look at and less to ride, and Disneyland is like concentrated rides.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's just funner
It's also a lot of
with
people.
older people. I would take my daughter to Disney World though for the first couple of years because it's slower, but it is exhausting.
Okay. So, secondly, all right, Stevie Nicks or Nixon?
Stevie Nicks or Nyxsins?
Or just Richard Nixon. So.
Definitely Stevie
Richard
Nicks.
Nixon is not good. Stevie Nicks. I like Stevie Nicks. I'm a big Stevie Nicks fan.
You know what? There's nothing
She's
wrong.
like got a revival going on with younger people right now, and I love it.
She does. It's like
She's like the
coming
symbolism of witchy woman.
Witchy.
Yes.
Which actually kind of works, right?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
We're talking to the witchy women of the Bell.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things is like Andrew Jackson, one of our presidents, wanted to go see the witch.
Oh, you're talking about the Bill Witch one?
Yeah, I was like, I love history. I love history. Like that's one of my favorite things. And when you're like, oh yeah, this guy who I've read a lot about wanted to do like paranormal stuff. I'm like, I am straight down for that. Like, count me in.
We used to go play hide and go seek with a group of friends before we had kids in graveyards. And the spookiest part about it was not getting in trouble, obviously, because you're not supposed to break in.
Right, you're not supposed to be in the grave.
But also, like,
They
the
didn't have
cows. The cows sound a whole lot like, woo, you know? There's so many cows out there.
Yeah, so we would go there. There was a graveyard. There is still a graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
We did not trash it.
And it's very old.
It's very, very old. Sometime like in the 18th century is when they closed this graveyard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Okay.
most of the dates are on maybe 19th century. Most of the dates are 18 something. But there's a coffin that's above ground.
And it's tiny.
And it's tiny. It's a baby coffin.
Oh,
And
That
it's
one
just like,
freaks me out the most.
You go play hide and go seek in that cemetery and you trip over a baby coffin, you stop playing hide and seek. Like, that's the end of the game. You're like,
Most of the games
I'm
ended
out.
with us running to the car.
Yeah, I don't want to play this game anymore. This is
so
not fun. Baby Ghost is not my jam.
Mm-mm.
baby ghost? No. I don't know what's worse, grown up ghost or baby ghost.
Baby Ghost.
Baby Ghost, 100%.
I like baby ghost.
Grown up actually understands, and you can say, "Hey, you go sit over there."
So, like,
Baby Ghost don't understand.
also this, like, something you may not think of, but if you're religious at all, it's understood that children don't spend time in the after between. They go straight up to Jesus's throne, is what was said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if
Yeah.
you see a baby ghost, it's actually something much darker and sinister trying to play tricks with you. So I'm good on the baby ghosts.
It's Chucky.
You saying that just made everything worse.
Okay, but like
It's
at
creepy.
what,
I'm good on the baby ghost.
At what age does the baby ghost no longer be a baby ghost? Like, because we've seen like the Sinister, and you see like the little baby like holding a doll and all that stuff. Like people like catch that on video and paranormal, investigations and stuff like that. And there's like this little like child. At what
cute.
At what age? Like, is it like, oh, that child can walk? That kid is no longer accepted in like heaven. That's a haunting.
What's the
ghost
cutoff
now.
age?
Yeah, like
It's 18. Just
18 is end of baby go. Just kidding.
I'm not.
When do kids
count me
start
out.
talking? Like,
you can't sin anymore.
Our youngest child used to have hair down to probably they're like behind, maybe a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always called that child the midnight baby because they did not sleep. They woke up with night terrors.
Creepy.
The creepiest thing, like, so we keep a light on in the kitchen so they can have something instead of just pure darkness between our rooms. And
okay.
all the time in our doorway, this kid would be standing there with their long hair. And all you can see is a silhouette. Yep.
Yeah.
She was so good at that.
It was super creepy. The
This long straight hair is what got me every time.
The Ring? Yes.
It's that.
When the child comes out the TV, that was my daughter.
That's what you see.
Yeah, that's all you saw. And it got to the point where it's like, you just like, can you knock, please? And it would
do something.
A doll in the hand sometimes, and it would be like, I've seen this movie.
Yeah,
I'm going to die. Like, I know that I can't beat Baby Ghost. Like, there's no way. Baby Ghost wins every time.
Orchid Ghost can't beat it. Don't listen, right?
What?
Right.
I said because they don't listen. Baby Ghosts don't
Baby
listen.
Ghosts don't listen.
They don't. Teenage ghosts don't either.
It's hard-headed ghost.
Oh wait, I'm just talking about our kids.
Yeah, hard-headed ghost. Can you imagine, like a teenager ghost? Like,
whatever.
I'm not gonna haunt you. Haunting is stupid. Like, bro, like we have to haunt. Imagine a family ghost, like, and then you get that like 13-year-old ghost, and you're like, hey, we all need to go haunt. Like, we need to go, like, the spook. It's Halloween. We need to spook people.
I just want to die again.
No, like, this is stupid. Yeah,
we do it every year. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hang out with my friends. I got a Zoom call.
This is getting too real for me, babe.
Sorry. Zoom. Ghost R Us. The Ghost Emporium, where we take your haunting to the max.
Oh, great.
Is that real place?
Ghost Emporium? I hope so. If it's not,
It's probably in Los Angeles. There's some weird stuff there.
If it's anywhere, it's in Los Angeles.
Pretty much. Like
Los Angeles has it all.
Yeah. It was this year, huh? Before everything. No, it was last year, last November-ish. We went to the Death Museum.
Oh.
We brought our youngest there. Whoopsie.
Okay, so you guys are a true crime / paranormal podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You guys need to travel all the way down to Los Angeles and go to the Death Museum, where you can
learn about both.
It's on my list.
It is a phenomenal museum. If
it's
you're
very
into
hard as well.
Yeah, it
stomach.
is. I wouldn't recommend taking your kids.
We did.
Yeah, we took them.
We took one of them.
Don't recommend it. They have like actual serial killers. Like they actually have a piece of a brain. They got a lot of photos. A lot of photos.
They have John Wayne Gacy's like actual things that he wore and letters that he wrote, the cards that he wrote.
Yeah. They have his clown makeup. So, if you guys ever want to dress up.
I believe his shoes.
Yeah.
Is that the museum that's attached, like with the dearly departed tours? Or
I don't know.
I'm not sure. It's a pretty small spot, and it's
Yeah.
like they shuffle you in and out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like, move.
okay.
Yeah, it's
All I
like
gotta
Did it
say
have a
is-
car?
You get your elbow. No, it's walking. It's a,
it's,
yeah.
a
Well,
small,
no,
it's like an
did
old
it have-
house.
Whose car was it?
I
don't
don't
remember.
recall
Did
a
it have
car
a
being
car?
in there.
Okay. Then I
Um,
think there's 2 museums that I need to go to.
There's probably multiple.
the
Yeah.
death museum that we went to started off with like serial killers. Like you had Charles Manson, you had like them like mutilating gender like just,
That was a different one. Yeah.
but they had like people like removing genitalia and all that stuff, and the girls like holding it in their hand like
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's a trip.
yeah, it is.
So crazy.
It will always be in my brain. Like
Because we're
It
like,
will
what did
forever
we
be-
do?
yeah,
Burnt there.
I can never unsee it. It's kind of like the baby ghost. Like it's there forever.
Unsee it. Late at night, that's what pops up.
It's yeah. You can
They
never.
also have things like 2-headed pig skeletons.
Yeah, they have.
And that's pretty
Oh.
cool. So there's a lot of different things like that. I think there was like like a bobcat,
Mhm.
2-headed bobcat,
Oh, really?
lots of snakes and chickens.
Then like their suicide. They have a suicide lane.
Yeah, that one was
Mm.
awful. That's the part I wish wasn't in there because it's not easy.
A what?
Max DS in the chat says the haunted are us or Toys R Us, but so I know like for us like we have Spooktacular or what's that one at Spookville?
Spirit Halloween.
That one.
It takes over every Babies R Us.
They take over all the Babies R Us, and now they also take over all the Toys R Us. And I think they've also like anytime I open up my garage, they move in. They just any vacant spot
Whoops,
that they could
that's
possibly
just
take.
me shopping, baby.
No, my bad. And like that right there, like going to Babies R Us and knowing that there are ghosts in there, just confirms my suspicion
The
of
zombie babies.
zombie babies and ghost babies.
Oh my gosh. That's all you need to know.
Yep.
Is one day you go into Babies R Us, the next couple years you're going to go back and it's going to be Spirit Halloween. Should be ghosts
Anything
and stuff.
like you
It was
can
like whatever company went bankrupt, they took over.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a weird omen. Like
Just-
if your
if-
business goes
It is.
out,
Weird.
here comes the ghost.
you see October 1st and you go, that's now a spooktacular. Yay.
I love that you're saying spectacular. It's Spirit Halloween.
We don't have branding. They're not paying my advertising.
It's a Halloween store. Spooktacular.
Halloween, yeah, spooktacular. I enjoy
So-
it. Like Halloween is canceled this year.
When we traveled down to San Diego this week, we drove by that one, like the super Halloween
Yeah,
costume
it's
store
like
that
3
was
stories
going
high.
out of business. So what happens to that one?
Another Halloween store.
It's gonna take over.
It regurgitates more Halloween. It's like, oh, you haven't had enough Halloween. This Halloween is 50% off. Now, underneath this Halloween is more Halloween. Halloween for you. Halloween for... It's like the Oprah of Halloween.
That makes sense.
You get a Halloween and you get a Halloween.
Exactly.
I like how you say Halloween.
Hello.
Hello.
Halloween.
Am I saying it
How do you
incorrectly?
guys say it?
Halloween.
Am I saying it incorrectly?
Halloween?
How-
Probably a regional thing.
We're very
might
big on
be.
it.
Wait, am
Ooh,
I?
ooh, I have to know. Do you say caramel or caramel?
Oh, God.
Caramel.
Yes.
I've been working on it.
Oh, wait.
I say caramel.
Are you saying caramel or caramel? And you said...
I say caramel, but I've been working on saying caramel because
Well, why?
my husband's
Wait.
from
Why?
California and is very strict on that.
Wait, say again. Who? What? Who's strict on it? Your hubby?
Huh?
Your hubby?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. So this is like our marriage question.
Your hubby and I
battle.
are best
Same.
friends now. We shall have a
Yeah.
glass of
Yeah.
water together.
It's the worst because he's wrong and I'm right. It's definitely caramel.
It's not.
But he's
Look how
like,
it's
the
spelled.
A must be pronounced. Oof. What about the H in ghost, okay?
Ghost.
Ghost.
Ghost. It's like
Ghost.
it's like the letters are silent or something.
Knife.
Gun gnome. Shall we continue?
That's not annoying. This is annoying.
That's not a 5-inch blade. Okay, so you said a 5-inch blade is a big blade. I meant to bring one in because I wanted to show a 5-inch blade is not that big. All right.
So
Also,
a guy that carries a key bar.
yeah. Also, a switchblade is much smaller than a 5-inch blade. I'm like,
I feel like
I'm like listening to the technical aspects of your show.
I'm trying to think here because in my mind's eye, 5 inches.
It's about a
You
middle
know,
finger.
actually, not a.
Uh-huh.
Are you sure?
I have big giant man hands, so for me it's definitely my middle finger. Right, babe?
Yep. That looks 5 inches to me.
probably like that. Oh,
Yeah.
you can't see.
So
my
if you
hand.
take from here and go all the way here, that should be about 5 inches.
Nah.
And you don't think that's a big knife? I thought she just meant like. I don't want to like flip you off, but I thought she meant from like the bottom
Oh,
knuckle.
I was
like
totally
this.
flipping him off.
Yeah. No. You can flip me off. That's fine.
He's used
from
to it.
the knuckle to the tip of your finger.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
was
she's
too.
like,
I
5
decided to
inches,
go on
like-
podcasting because I hate
That's
myself.
closer for myself. It's like 3.5, 4 inches.
Oh, that got so
But
many
from the
people.
top of your middle finger to the bottom of your palm, I feel like that's a big knife.
That is a
That's a
much
big
bigger
knife.
knife.
I think.
I mean,
I mean,
in
It's
relative, like, should a baby be carrying it? No.
Baby should not be carrying it. Our kids are still scared of them, and I still have to chop their meat. This is ridiculous.
Baby Ghost is okay. Baby Ghost can carry a knife. But
Baby- like, what point is the knife too big for Baby Ghost to have?
a machete.
I would not like Baby Ghost to even have nail clippers.
Well, then you're working for the TSA. I know.
I've had to throw out nail clippers at the TSA.
No nail clippers on this flight, Ghost.
Clippers?
Nice
No.
try.
You try to get by me, not gonna happen. So, how long have you guys been podcasting?
Our first episode, did it come out at the end of May? Beginning of June?
This year?
Yeah, so like 4 months. Yeah, this year.
Oh wow,
Right on.
wow! How many interviews have you guys done?
This is our first
One.
one.
Oh,
Really?
We topped our interview cherry. Yes.
Right on.
I'm married.
Oh God. Stay off of
Us
TikTok.
too.
He's been waiting so long to say that. Your dad joke game is gaining, babe.
Oh man,
Proud
that
of
was
you.
so good. That was
It's
so good.
fading. You better start
Oh.
working those dad duck muscles out.
Yeah, I'm going to. Okay, all right. What actually got you guys
Obviously
started?
grudge.
Like, who came up with the idea, and then how did you guys get to the point of beginning your recordings? And like, who's the one that said,
This is a good idea.
I like this
Alex.
idea, Alex? Okay,
I'm pretty sure I'd been drinking one night and I texted Loretta at like 3 a.m. and I was like, we should start a podcast. And then I woke up the next morning and she's like, yeah, that'd be fun. And I was like, oh shit. And so then we started recording,
yeah.
compiling things, working things out.
What was the original name?
Our original name was the Ghastly Gals or Ghastly Girls. What was it?
It was Ghastly Gals, and the other
Ghastly
podcast is Ghastly Girls.
Yes. And they didn't like, we were really like under wraps. So it was just between us, the two of us. And then finally, once we got an episode recorded, we went to go put it out there, and I'd looked everywhere to make sure that it hadn't been taken. But literally, like within a couple days of our first episode, the Ghastly Girls had released their first episode. So it wasn't, I'm not going to say they like stole our name or anything. We were just great minds think alike. So
yeah, that
Yeah.
happens
They just
in every business
beat us to the
industry.
punch.
Yeah,
Are you saying Ghastly or
yeah, like the Pokemon, the ghosty Pokemon.
Ghastly.
It's GH. Are you
Yeah.
looking it up?
He seems really oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like, I see your eyebrows are together. Are you thinking?
I have a lot of monitors. A lot of I have.
This is why I don't go over there either, because I am very distractible.
Yeah, so I have a monitor where I can see the stream and how my recordings and all that stuff are doing on that one. It's mounted to the TV. Then Jess has a monitor right behind my monitor where she can see exactly what I'm seeing. And then I then can have you guys on a separate Zoom, and then over here I have my Google where I Google stuff.
Where the brain power is.
Yeah, this is where all my brain is located.
The only thing I look at is like the video feed of people's faces.
Ghastly. Oh, okay. Ghastly. Like for some reason, for the life of me, I was thinking gassy. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of there's compilations of all these girl farts.
He's used to it. Don't stress, babe. You're fine.
Oh, there.
And in hindsight, maybe we're better off with this name and not Ghastly Gals, because
because
I wasn't really sold on it, but
I liked it. I like your guys' name now. I think it has more like sustenance.
It does. I mean, how many episodes do you currently have out? Like 90, 112, 30,000?
16.
That's not bad. I mean, 4 months, 5 months, 8 months, 20 months.
4.
There's one every week. So
okay, that's what I was going to ask.
So who does the paranormal, and then who does the true crime? Do you guys switch, or is it just you do true crime, you do paranormal?
We really
find
just
our own topics. Yeah, we find our own whatever, doing whatever, and fortunately we haven't ever like had a problem bumping into like, I covered that, or I'm going to cover that. But yeah, we just find a topic that interests us, and there's really no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes we do serial killers a couple in a row, and I don't know, whatever. It's just whatever we want to do.
There's a plethora to choose from.
Yeah, so like, who's your favorite serial killer?
Favorite?
So strange word, but yeah, like,
not like
which
like
one
oh my god,
he
was so amazing. I can't believe he killed so many people. But like, who's your like favorite like serial killer? Like, if I had to like buy a board game and it was a board game made after this serial killer, like, let's help him find the body. Like, who would that serial killer be?
So I think I'd probably have to go kind of basic and pick Ed Gein. Do you know who Ed Gein is?
No, I don't.
I've been listening to and watching true crime. I have to remind myself not to, because it can get pretty dark. But it's my favorite thing to get lost in. And conspiracy theories. But not like 2020 conspiracy theories, like real conspiracy theories. Like UFOs, you know? Yeah. So
the Butcher of Plainfield.
The Butcher of Plainfield.
Or the Plainfield Ghoul. And once again, we're back to Baby Ghost are us. He was an American convicted murderer and body snatcher.
Mine is the Freeway Killer. He's pretty terrifying to me.
Which one's that?
Here's
William Bonin. I think the Criminal Minds we watched recently kind of matched it up a little bit, like tried to copy it.
So for me, I don't do like serial killers. Like I'm not a collector of like cool little thoughts of serial killers and stuff like that. And it's not that I don't think that they're interesting. I think they're fantastically interesting. Richard Ramirez is Screeching Dreamland's favorite. You guys recognize the Night
Stalker?
That's the Night Stalker?
The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, yeah.
So for me, it's like serial killers, like the whole idea of serial killers, it's fascinating because the mythology and the theology,
you like the psychology.
Like I love the psychology and the sociology of it. Yes. That's what I love about the idea of serial killers, because
I think that's what most people like, because that's less scary if you think of it that way.
Yeah. They're just the way they interact with people. Like not all serial killers. Like John Wayne Gacy in his, like when his last meal was what, like 30 pounds of ice cream. Like
Was it really?
it's a phenomenal. Like his last meal, like that's the kind of stuff that interests me.
You want to know the weird facts about it?
Yeah, like
Weird little facts on the side.
yeah.
I don't know that I have a favorite serial killer necessarily, but I tend to be more into cults. So Charles Manson and the Manson family is my favorite.
Okay, so John Wayne Gacy's last meal was 2 double cheeseburgers, 2 large servings of French fries, a half-gallon of vanilla fudge ripple ice cream, and 2 Dr. Peppers.
My stomach hurts.
Okay,
Did
so
he eat all of that?
fudge for John Wayne Gacy, yes.
Fudge is John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah,
My bad.
Yeah, he ate all of it. And it's Screeching Dreamland says, I lived in the area where he was active, so it fascinates them as well. And I'm assuming that's Richard Ramirez that fascinates them.
Yeah,
but like John Wayne Gacy, like he originally there was a story where he picked up the first person and he had the intent of killing them, but they kind of freaked out the way he was acting, and so he unlocked the door and jumped out. And that person is a reason why John Wayne Gacy took off all the door handles inside the vehicle.
Because
is
he
that
had
John
someone
Wayne
jump out.
Gacy, or I thought who's the one that had the yellow bug?
Ted Bundy.
I thought that was Ted Bundy that did that.
No, John Wayne Gacy would.
I love that you guys were like, "Boom, got it."
Yeah, but like. I like the fascinating, like, stupid stories. Like, I don't want to know about the murders. Like, yeah, they killed people. It was really not cool. Like, people died, but like that dude ate a half-gallon of ice cream with fudge,
and that's impressive. And 2 burgers and 2 large fries, and
it's the Dr. Pepper, and ice cream mix. Let's be honest,
it's a
okay?
lot of sugar.
That carbonation going into the ice cream. You've had an ice cream float. I'm assuming you've had an ice cream float. You know how much bubbles that makes. How is he going to feel better? Like, they can't execute him until he's he's healthy. If he has stomach ache, they got to give him Tums and.
Oh my god!
Or do they?
Dude, if it was
you're like, I don't feel good. They're like, yeah, well, you're about to get executed. I don't imagine you would feel good. So
you'll feel fine in a minute.
It'll all be gone in a minute.
Shocking experience for you.
Can you imagine being electrocuted to death and having to poop?
They all poop awful. In the end.
Yeah, you all poop in the end.
They all poop in the
I wonder if they let you go poop before.
I would hope so. Just one last good one.
Yeah, I gotta go.
I assume
you're like, okay, fine.
If you're electrocuted, I assume you also lose your ability to hold your bowels.
Oh, absolutely.
Like with a typical death.
I mean,
I would imagine.
Probably give you a diaper.
Probably put a diaper on.
Do you think?
No.
Do you think they like Green Mile them? Do you think like if it's a really good serial killer, like this dude like killed all?
Do they do that anymore?
Electric chair?
Yeah.
I don't know. Thomas Edison created it, so. Do you think though during the time that they were actually utilizing? I don't know if they still do it. I know that they brought back the bullet because they are unable to get the chemical, so they can't do chemical.
Oh, really?
Yeah, chemicals out.
I don't follow any of that.
Injection.
Yeah, the capital punishment for like all chemicals, they can't get the chemical that creates the non-pain version of it, which violates the Constitutional Amendment. So,
right.
But do you think that they give them like if it's like a serial crazy like super like Charles Manson-esque type serial killer, like they give that guy the Green Mile effect, like no wet sponge? Do you think that's something that? Have you seen?
Off of a true story?
Have you seen the Green Mile?
Yes.
Very good movie.
Very hard movie.
Very.
Probably, especially not recently. Maybe back in the day, before there were all these rules and stuff. But I don't know. I don't even know who they let in the room for executions anymore. I know that people used to be
It's
able to
pay-per-view, isn't
like
it?
go in the room,
Gosh.
like family members of victims and stuff.
And that's not allowed anymore?
I don't know if they allow like victims'
I don't
family
think-
members or family members of the person being executed, or if it's just like the person doing the execution and a doctor and like jail staff, like select few people.
Mhm.
I don't know if they,
Yeah.
and it probably maybe varies even from state to state who they let in. I'm sure in Florida they let everyone in.
No, Florida is like that is a
California
pay per
probably
view.
has people
That
blindfolded or something.
Sorry. In Florida, they did do open, public capital punishment, so you don't even have to worry about it. Like it's everybody come to the beach.
Yikes.
No mask required.
No mask.
No mask. We're
Everyone
gonna
just get
we're gonna
everyone's sick
spread
day.
this death. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting thought though. Like maybe do you think they would?
I think it's been something like 11 years since California has.
Who's the last
executed.
person that's been executed in California?
You need to. I'm gonna look it up.
I don't know.
I don't think we've had
For
any
me,
yet.
like
Sure.
I think the last person I remember being executed in California was that major Crip, like the leader of the Crips.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
That was a long time ago. So I really don't know. Like
They're,
I'm not a big like, hey, let's kill everybody, because a lot of times they get it wrong. So I'm not like, let's kill everybody.
Was in 2016 or 2006.
Yeah, that's a while. There were like 10 or 11.
Clarence Ray Allen was sentenced to death.
And Clarence, isn't that the one? Isn't that the Crip?
I don't know if he was Crip. He was kind of old, babe. He was 76.
Yeah,
Years
but
old. How old is? I don't know anything.
the death penilty serves no purpose
I'm like see-through
whatsoever.
white. I don't know how
Yeah.
these things work.
The death penalty serves no purpose. Somebody goes in there for death penalty. They stay in there for 20 to 30 years, and when they finally get executed, it's already at the end of their life. So there's no deterrent. It's
Yeah.
So
I guess it is pretty drawn out. So it's like, yeah, they go to jail.
I'm scared of being in prison for the rest of my life.
Yeah. I might die before I get there anyway. So.
Yeah. So which of the many, many podcasts that you listen to is the thing that inspires you? Like, what inspires you to be an awesome podcast?
No, he is not a Crip, sweetheart.
Okay. He was a blood?
My favorite,
No.
I think 2 favorite podcasts are My Favorite Murder is probably the first podcast I ever like listened to religiously all the time. And then Necronomipod is
Necronomipod?
Necronomipod. I don't know about the name. I don't know where they got it, but it's these 3 dudes that sit in their basement and drink beer and basically, they talk about murder, conspiracies. They did like a great like Jonestown series.
Oh.
Just all sorts of stuff. It's great. I think
Don't drink
the main host of the show, his name's Ian, and apparently he's like a big Jonestown buff. Like he's like written articles or like what do you call it? I don't know, like papers about Jonestown that have been like published and things like that. So he's really so Necronomipod did a great series on Jonestown. I really like them. And then My Favorite Murder, that's probably one of the more popular podcasts that's really out there. I think they're pretty famous or getting pretty big at this point. But those 2 for me are the ones that kind of inspire me and
Loretta?
Yeah.
to listen to.
So My Favorite Murder is actually the first one I listened to because I drove up to Montana with Alex so that she could get a tattoo at a Murderino convention or something. I don't even know.
Wait, say hold on. Stop.
Okay.
Murderino convention?
That's what the My Favorite Murder fans are called, or murderos.
Oh.
Yes. And there was a
Okay.
tattoo shop in Montana that were doing specific tattoos for My Favorite Murder.
Like a flash event for
Yeah.
Oh, right
it's
on.
My Favorite
Yeah.
Yeah.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we went up to Montana early as crap in the morning, and then we were coming back pretty late, and it was snowing horribly. Couldn't
So
see.
blizzard,
Yeah, so she turned on My Favorite Murder, and it actually like really helped me focus.
So I was driving because I don't do
Yeah, it was really scary. But I would say some podcasts that really inspire me since we've been more into it and stuff is Riddle Me That. She does
Jules
incredible.
is amazing.
Jules is amazing.
And she's a PhD.
It's so interesting and well put together. Yeah, she's incredible. And then I also love Weird Distractions because I feel like they're like on a plane with us where they're we have really similar podcasts. And even one of their co-hosts is named Alex. I just thought it was so funny. And it was one of the other first podcasts that I listened to. And we did Disney the same week. It was great. But those are my two inspirations, I guess.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I noticed that neither one of you guys said Rooster Bat show. So. I mean, not jelly, whatever, not jelly.
I love Rooster Bat Show, and I listen to it when I go and donate plasma.
Oh,
It's
right
my
on.
favorite.
Thank you.
I got a big heart. Like, people don't really grasp how much plasma helps the world.
Like
There's
almost
such a
every autoimmune disease uses plasma treatments.
Yeah.
And then I think we were reading that there's also something helping with COVID patients as well with plasma.
Oh.
So, yeah, plasma.
And transplants.
Yeah, gold. That is liquid gold. Serious.
Oh, yeah.
And so, what do you guys have a simple story? Like, here's what I want. All right, I want an elevator pitch of your podcast. All right, told in a 1920s era prohibition, hiding from the law story.
Okay. Okay.
Man, that's a lot, babe. That was like a lot of ketchup on top of that.
Yeah, let's do it. You got this. Come on.
This just in. Wait.
This just in. All right.
I have to like get it.
Yeah.
This just in. 2 terrible women are speaking. Wait, sorry. We can do better. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do. What you just asked.
This just in.
This
And
just
Radio
in. Well, you see
FM.
here. Well, you see here. No,
Okay.
that's wrong.
All right. I'm the cop.
Okay.
I'm the cop. You're hiding the booze. All right. I got my radio voice. My radio voice for
You sound like a cowboy cop.
You like this? I'm a cowboy cop. Okay. Now tell me,
Check
where are
it.
you hiding the podcast?
We're not hiding the podcast.
What?
It's right here.
Oh, okay. I'm so
No, I'm
confused.
sorry. Loretta, you do this.
Come on, Loretta.
Loretta's up. Loretta's the one. Take the wheel.
Accents.
Where
Oh,
can
you don't
we
have-
find
okay.
you?
What? No,
I can't do accents either.
We don't have to do
And
accents.
especially if I'm put on the spot, then I definitely clam up and don't speak at all.
All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Okay, Loretta, I want you to
Okay.
tell me what your podcast is about. Just give me the elevator pitch about it.
Our podcast is about paranormal, true crime, myths and legends, and all other weird things.
Perfect. All right. Now,
That's good.
Alex,
Thanks.
add to that.
Add to it.
Yeah.
Where can we find you?
Okay. I see where this is going. You can find us. We're on Spotify. I
Uh-huh.
think we're on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, everywhere that Anchor will put us on, we're there. So
Sweet. That
Mhm.
okay. So, Curious Nyxsins, you guys have an episode every week. Currently, 16
Yes.
episodes out. The Devil Made Me Do It is the current episode, right?
Yep.
Now, what I need to know is what your fear is. What is your ultimate fear? And what is your worst nightmare? And we're going to do it with a little card game called Your Worst Nightmare. All right? I'm going to show you 4 cards. You're going to rank each nightmare in order of 1 to 4. Now, you're not going to tell anybody else. We have to guess it. Okay? So, everyone's going to take a chance. Loretta, you'll get me. Alex, you get Jess. Jess, vice versa. I go vice versa. Good?
This is so different than we did it before.
Well, we're just going to guess.
I'm way too blonde and a little bit inebriated.
All right. Inebriated.
I identify with that statement.
So we have the ocean as number 1. Okay. Everybody got number 1 as the ocean?
Okay. Oh, we're all listing these
Yes,
as our
volcanoes, volcanoes.
Okay.
As because we don't pronounce letters and stuff. Volcanoes.
I forgot what the first one was.
The ocean. Missing your flight. And then the very, very, very last one is going to be spiders. Now, Loretta, you're part of like one of the retweet groups, right?
I am, yes.
Okay, I don't think we're a part of the same group anymore.
No, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just, that group kept going, we need to make room. We need to make room.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I get it. I'm not participating as much because you guys do 1 episode every 3 months and I do 1 every week. It's really hard to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm missing one.
Okay.
I have oceans, volcanoes, and missing flight. I told you that's
Missing flight and spiders. Spiders.
Okay, so which one's first, second, third, fourth?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go first, and I got Loretta as my the figure out partner. All right. My first one is going to be spiders for you. I have then followed up with missing your flight, volcanoes, and ocean. Am I close?
No.
Not even close.
No.
0 out of 4.
0, 1, 2, or 3. 4, 8, 9, 11, 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Say it again.
All right. So I had spiders as number 1. I had missing your flight as 2.
No.
Missing your flight is 2.
No.
Ocean.
No.
Volcanoes.
For 2, no.
So you got 0.
I got 0. All right.
0.
So
0 out of 4.
I clearly suck. Okay. Go. Alex, go figure out Jess.
I'm figuring out Jess.
Yes.
Okay. Let's say number 1 is missing your flight. Number 2 is spiders. Number 3 is the ocean, and number 4 is volcanoes.
You got the ocean correct.
I got the ocean.
Yeah.
Everything
1
else.
point for Team Curious Nyxsins.
1 point.
All right. Jess, you want to figure out Alex?
I have down spider, volcano, missing flight, and ocean.
Any of them right?
No.
Dang, we're good.
Well, Roosterbat 0. Curious Nyxsin. Okay, Loretta, you got me.
Okay, I have spiders for 1, volcanoes for 2, ocean for 3, and missing your flight for
0.
Dang.
0, 0, 0. You know what? It's one of those.
We did it kind of different than how you would play in person.
Yeah, it's kind of different.
It's fun though.
It is. So like there's 300 different fears in this box, right? And the whole thing about it is you need to figure out your fears so that way you can be able to go, I can conquer that, right? Just
but like most of them are not scary.
Like for instance, this one. This is the scariest one. It's called toilet paper stuck to your shoe. Like everyone,
I've had that happen.
Everyone
it's
I
not
know,
that bad.
everyone I know has been terrified of this. This is an ongoing threat to society. All right,
It's Especially with
And I've
how
never
toilet
seen
paper
it happen,
goes.
but everyone's scared.
Terrified. Utterly terrified. The other one that I know everybody is extremely terrified about is baby ghost.
Yes, yes, I am.
Baby ghost in there.
Baby ghost. I think we have a name of our episode today.
So now the question is in what order are people afraid of things?
Mhm.
Where do those things rank in the order of
like
scariest to least?
So like in total, or like or do we want to go over to what they were? So for me, spiders is not even close to being fear. Ocean is the number one fear out of
For
those
you?
for me. Yeah, so followed by volcanoes, then missing my flight, and then spiders.
I literally just deleted it. So
Me too.
Yeah,
That was
wait,
exactly how I had.
really?
I'll show you.
No way.
Oh, you can't see it. There. See, that was me, and that was you.
right on.
See, I should have said what I was thinking, because like for me,
That's
like the
funny.
ocean is deep. You can't outswim it.
Bradley and I were talking about we don't even know most of the creatures that live in it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Lots of
terrifying.
unknowns there.
What is it? Less than 85% of the ocean has actually been explored.
And
Yeah.
in that, I think it's less than 85% maybe that has been explored.
That's literally what I just said.
Okay, phew.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Less than 85% of the
I'm out.
All right, with that, everybody can find you on Spotify, Google, Apple, and more. You also have a Facebook. Do you have a Facebook group or anything like that? Or is it just Facebook?
We do, but
It's a
I don't.
page.
We don't use it very much. So
Because fuck Facebook,
Instagram
right?
and Twitter is where it's at.
We're
those are
on team
easier.
fuck Facebook. 'Cause
Are we?
Yeah, I believe we
Yeah.
are. Like last episode was like straight up fuck it.
I removed it
Yeah.
from my phone for a while.
At this
Team-
point, I don't even have the app on my phone anymore. I get on there like old school on the computer.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Hate
what I
Facebook.
did too, and it was good for my brain space.
yeah.
It is.
It's toxic.
Facebook's a dark place right now.
It's
Yes.
very,
Yeah.
very, very toxic. All right, so everybody
Yes.
can find you, and what we're going to do is say bye-bye to the population, and remember to burn your sage, charge your crystals,
And charge your crystals.
okay, and 1, 2, 3, and see you on the
We'll
other side.
see
We'll
you
see
on
you on
the
the
other
other
side.
side.
So close.
It's terrible.
So
every
close.
time. It's
All right,
so bad.
all right. Here's what.
I
Take-
missed all of it.
Take two. I'm going to start with burn your sage. All right, Loretta, your charge your crystals, and then all three of us
And
go
charge-
into see you on the other side. Right?
Okay.
Remember to burn your sage.
1.
Oh wait,
He did this last night.
Okay. I'm just gonna stop.
Also, it's we'll see you on the other side.
oh we'll see you on the other side. Okay, I will definitely not. I'm going
You're
to
gonna
be
get
with
it.
Ghost Baby.
I believe in you.
All right. Okay. Remember to burn your sage. Loretta.
And charge your crystals.
And we'll see you on the other side.
And
We'll
see you on the other side.
So close.
We'll see you on the other
I didn't know
We-
we were
we-
waiting.
Lagging.
You know what? Perfect. I love it. Well, I love it. It was great.
Beautiful.
All
It's our
right.
personality character.
You guys just hang out for a second, okay?
Okay.
Boom,